right, good evening. It's Wednesday, July 6th, 2026. I call this meeting to order at 6:30 PM. It's the Select Board meeting. Can we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Good evening. Do we have anyone for public comment? I don't think we do.
No.
No. See someone coming in, just to make sure. Okay. And no one online for public comment? Okay. Are there any documents to be signed?
We have the June 1st, 2026 meeting minutes.
Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the June 1st, 2026 meeting minutes as written.
Second. Second, okay. Is there any discussion? All right, all in favor to approve the June 1st meeting minutes?
Aye.
Aye, okay. I think that was unanimous, so 4-0-0.
We have the June 4th, 2026 meeting minutes. I make a motion we approve the June 4th, 2026 meeting minutes
Second.
as written.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor to approve those minutes?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 4-0-0.
We have the June 9th, 2026 meeting minutes. I make a motion we approve the June 9th, 2026 meeting minutes as written.
Second. Okay, any discussion? No, okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And 4-0-0.
We have the June 15th, 2026 meeting minutes. I make a motion we approve the June 15th, 2026 meeting minutes as written.
Second. Okay, any discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye.
And that passes 4-0-0. Okay, that was great, thank you. Are there, for emergency purposes, any additions to the agenda?
I think there was one addition, or, right, Steve, for that?
Yeah, we had a last-minute request from the police department for the placement of signs, so I distributed, and everybody's got a copy of it. The event is actually August 22nd. I was going to hold them off to the June 20th meeting, but evidently, July 20th meeting. Evidently, any participants that enroll prior to the 25th will get like a T-shirt and
Okay.
a badge or something, so they need to get the signs out right away.
Okay.
Let me look it up exactly.
Is it appropriate to add section 6D with the other request? Or should
Yes,
we?
that's what I would
Perfect.
do. And then I'll be a little more prepared to talk about it.
All right, so we'll add the temporary sign placement request for the 5K run for the Belchertown first responders to section 6D, item D2, I suppose. All right, thank you. Okay, well, moving right along, we get to start off this evening with meeting one of our newest staff members and team members. So Julie Myers, our Conservation Administrator, and she's going to come in to meet with us and tell us a little bit about what you've been up to and your background. If you don't mind coming up so the microphone can pick you up, it'd be wonderful. Thank you. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you all. I've met Steve, I've met John, I've met Jen, I haven't met you, except for in the passing
Yeah.
the other day, yeah. So
We have
I'm,
not met, so it's nice to meet you.
yeah, I'm super happy to get to know you and to work with
Yeah.
you soon as I get my feet wet. Yeah, it's a great town. I'm super lucky to be here. I feel very privileged to come to work every day and to drive through Belchertown. It's like a vast beauty, and everyone is so friendly, and everyone here has been so friendly. And Stephanie Sansusi, who I get to work with every day, has been fabulous. To the credit that I'm oriented at all, it's to her credit, because she's been just so, she has been doing my job and her job for, I think, a long time. So just want to appreciate her with you all. Yeah, so let's see what I can tell you about me. I came from working for the town of Wellesley.
Okay.
9 years there. So I've been living in the Connecticut River Valley since 98, except for 4 years when I started work in Wellesley. So I moved out there, lived in Boston, but came home during COVID and had been commuting out there in a hybrid format. So that's where I learned about wetlands administration. And I worked there until late April, and then I've been here for about 2.5 months. So yeah, still learning my way around. It's a vast landscape, as I said, but I think through the permitting, I've been through 4 Conservation Commission meetings. So that's split between like wetland permitting and like A&Rs and looking at conservation acquisitions and rights of first refusal. So those are projects that have helped me like orient to like the actual land and then of course the people. I brought some maps. I've been learning about the open space and rec plan that's from 2021, and I'm excited to work on some goals and collaborate with you all. Some of them I think are cross-department and cross-board projects. So one of them is there's an updated map that's going to be, I think, as a high priority for that's been assigned to the Conservation Commission. These are pretty darn good. So if anyone wants one, I have a whole lot.
I want one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't seen one either.
Yeah. And then the other project that's been pretty fun has been, there's the land grant for the property off of Old Farm Road, which was approved at town meeting, right?
Right.
50 acres that the Don Cote, the grants coordinator, has been spearheading with Doug, the planner. So I've just been, contributing a small piece to that project, learning, through looking at the maps and giving some maps, a little bit more about how special that area is. And I did drive up there and like peered in, and it's pretty beautiful. So that will connect, as you probably know, like east of the Holyoke Range, it will make like another connection, a wildlife connectivity towards the Quabbin ultimately, like east to west. So that's been cool. But maybe you have some questions for me or anything I can answer. I'll leave you my cards in case you want to, call. But you can always stop in. We have a ton of other things to hand out. Yeah, over there, around the corner. Let's see. Is there anything I have? Some notes. I wanted to let you all know that there is a Conservation Commission vacancy. So we're trying to advertise to fill a voting member position and 2 associate members that are non-voting. So if you know anyone that would like to serve with the A team, because there's really
Other
cool
qualifications you're
people.
looking for?
Qualifications are, ability to volunteer your time week after week for 3 years. But, to have an interest in conservation and to learn more about natural resources, I think you do not need to be someone like a hydrologist or a wildlife biologist or a land conservation expert. These are folks who are sitting on the bench, but everyone's learning from each other, I think, all the time. And there's plenty of support and opportunities for training, like the Massachusetts Association for Conservation Commissions, for example, runs these amazing conferences. Anybody can go to that. And there's 2 per year.
That's
So
nice.
talk to me if you want to go to that in your free time. But I'll give you these maps, and I'll leave you my cards. And I'll come by tomorrow if they're still here. I'll just put them back in
Okay.
the office.
Well, thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, and if you need anything, we're here. If you need us, reach out to any of us, and
Yeah,
we're glad to
please.
help.
Okay. Thank you for coming in, John. I think you introduced yourself earlier.
That's nice. Yeah, and once you do get your feet wet, fully wet and immersed, is there any effort for community education? Just for everyone to understand a little bit more about what you do and then how it impacts our environment here?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm always available if someone wants to, send me off to someplace to talk. I mean, I hate public speaking, but I'll do it. Or if I can join another person that wants to do any type of like public event, we're totally into that. And going to a group, where I am trying to network and like find grant opportunities and,
Sure.
go everywhere to like kind of woven in to the fabric of all what's been happening here. So did you have a particular thought in mind about it?
No, I think about just when I hear conversation about conservation, generally, it typically is related to people's property. And then, I had to talk to the Conservation Commission about this. But then typically that's the end of the conversation.
Okay.
So I think there's so much more that they could understand about the
Yes.
work you do.
Yes.
And I don't know what that looks like, but we have the Lake Wallace Festival coming up in October. I'm sure there's opportunity there
Sure.
and other
Okay.
things.
Thank you. I will
Yeah.
totally learn more about that event and see if we can,
Well, if you stick around, the Communications Committee has a whole communications plan, and
okay.
there is a recommendation around committees. So if you have committees you have a committee that works with you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there can be a communication plan that goes out about what it is that you're doing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And then the Conservation Commission office is fully staffed, or we're there 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, except Fridays in the afternoons. Sometimes we're off on a site inspection
Right.
that can go for 2 or 3 hours.
Mhm.
So anyone can walk in, and they do walk in. And I love to talk with people until they glaze over about whatever they want to talk about, if they want to think about their land in terms
Yeah.
of conserving it, or if they have a permitting question or pre-permitting question, I'm happy to speak with them.
And what are your hours?
8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, Monday through Friday.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Anybody else? No? All right, great. We'll see you around town.
Have a good meeting.
See ya.
Thank you.
Now, I know we only have 9 minutes until our first poll hearing. Is that enough time to entertain one of our next sections? Steve, I don't want to rush anybody.
I find we usually take care of it. Sash in 9 minutes. I don't just jinx us.
You want to start slowly migrating closer? We can start with the Sash. Okay, so our next appointment is the Communications Committee. We have 2 action items, and one is request for adoption of communications plan, which we'll hold off on. So review and approve Sash for Employee Citizen Volunteer of the Year, which is so exciting.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily a communications committee item that came from the select board
Yeah.
saying, hey, we want to get these sashes together.
Yeah.
So that way we can have the winners march in the parade and they have the sashes. So
This is nice.
we had them actually mock one up for us. The company that we were going with, they were only able to offer a black and white print of what it might look like, and we figured that didn't do it justice for you.
Yeah.
So the idea would be that they would all be the same color, and then the only thing that would change on them would be whether it says employee, citizen, or volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
So looking for feedback, and if that's approved or not, so we can go ahead and get the rest of them on order, and then use it for marketing to get some more, people putting in recommendations for who should win these awards.
Any questions?
Looks cool to me.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I make a motion, we approve the Sash
Second.
as presented in front of us.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So just to confirm, so we have it all set out for future years, the sashes, they get to keep forever. We're not gonna ask for them back, right? Like, it's just gonna be I'm just making sure, because
What does it cost to do one of these?
they're $29, but like Lucy was so sad when we took back the gold cane.
Oh.
So I wanted just to make sure that like we're not asking anybody for their sashes back at the end
That's why I
or
wanted to have a little gold
anything
cane.
else like that.
So we need to revisit that,
Okay.
so they have something commemorative.
They got a.
Yeah, she did get a pen.
Oh, she did?
And a certificate.
And a certificate. She did. She got plenty. It's not as shiny as the
No,
sash.
I-
The sash is super shiny.
I don't think this
like-
would wear well over time anyway, so I
No.
wouldn't ask for it back. Is there any plan for us to have a plaque or something anywhere so that people can see all of
That'd be a
the?
good idea.
The past winners?
Oh, that's a little bit different. Usually we present a plaque.
For them to
as
keep?
the award, yes,
Sure.
for them to keep to hang on their wall.
Yeah,
And then the sashes to march.
yeah.
But if we want to do something in the town hall and have like an ongoing list, we could do that too.
Okay.
And I did update the website when we first launched this project, going back and everybody's been filled in, all of our past winners in all the different categories and everything else, and they're all on the website.
Oh, well, that's good. That's
So
helpful.
if we wanted to backdate plaques or anything, we could. Or
Okay.
if we just want to make a clean start going forward, we
Yeah.
can do that
Yeah.
too.
Website may be a little more modern.
Yeah.
So I know that this is the current discussion item. I do have a question about, you mentioned wearing it in the fair, and I don't want to affect our vote, but do we have any signage to wear? Because this will be great on them. I know we've talked about a banner or something for the fair.
So I have requests for quotes out from 3 places for the banner for the fair, for
Okay.
you guys to carry in front of you. And also, if we go to other town parades and stuff like that too, we can bring it there as well.
Okay.
Didn't we have a Belchertown one when we went to,
Did you second the motion?
Yeah, we still have
I think we're
Yeah.
still
one from
in discussion right now.
from
We're
Lebanon?
moving on.
we're looking for
That's
something
right.
Have a
with the town
discussion.
logo on it, so it jazz it
yeah.
up a little bit.
Yeah,
So we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we still have that one. As a matter of fact, the Creative Economy Committee used it recently at the
Chamber.
Business Expo, with
Oh,
the
good.
Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce, so.
I know it sounds slightly off topic. I brought it up, though, because in the proposal, it was written that they would wear this in the parade with the
I
select
have a
board.
question about that. Are we making them go in the, what if I'm a person that, I'm not going to walk in the parade? I mean, we're not making it a requirement, right?
No, if they don't want to.
Okay. If
And
they
and
don't
we should
want-
probably have some transportation available in case
Just in
they're
case,
not
yeah.
capable of walking that full
Okay.
distance. But that is an option. It's just
Okay.
optional.
I just want to be
That's fair.
sensitive to that.
Okay, so the motion on the table is to approve this lovely banner to be worn by the employee of the year or volunteer or citizen. Okay. Any more discussion? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And I think that was also unanimous, so no nays or abstentions.
I-
Thank you.
I do have if we have a banner for the fair, it will interfere with our candy throwing.
I thought about that,
was thinking
too.
that.
I'm
But you
just
can
mentioning
have,
that.
you can have other volunteers carry the banner for you or something like that.
All right.
Because we certainly need to throw
'Cause they'll be
candy.
lined
Because,
up.
you
The receipt
know,
has to be there and everything else too, so we can work
Yeah,
out
we'll
those
figure
logistics.
very
something out.
important.
It's true.
Keep our
Thank you.
candy.
Thank you.
I'm so
Perfect.
worried of messing this up because it's so pristine. Should I just put it here? I'll get pen on it or something. Well, we have 4 minutes, which is definitely not enough time to move on to anything else.
What do we want to do?
3 minutes, I don't know what we could squeeze in.
Do you want us to take the sign request up quick?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so discussion 6D, request to place signs on town property for the Lions Club. It's pages 84 through 88 in our packet. I think this is the meatball sub sales, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Just because this is a standard request, I'll ask if there's a motion. We do have to vote on this, right, Steve?
Yes.
All right, does anyone make a motion to approve the placement of the Belchertown Lions Club? Well, this is the car show, actually.
This is for the car
This is the
show.
car show.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Not the meatballs.
Yeah, the dates, they want the signs up for the week of July 26th through August 1st.
That's our sandwich board next to the town board.
That's correct.
And Steve has included a grid on page 88 of your packet that shows all of the other currently active signs that we have approved.
Oh, that's good.
I make a motion that we approve the Lions Club signs from a date of 7/26/2026 to 8/1/2026, as presented in front of us in our packet.
Second.
Okay, so discussion. Will this overlap with their other sign? Looking at the dates. No. So these signs would go up until August 1st, and then they would have another sign coming up later in October, so that's good. Have we determined if there's a limit on how many signs for the?
There
town?
is not.
There's not.
Yeah. There's a lot of signs.
We're getting a lot of signage.
Getting a lot of signs.
That means we have a lot of things going on.
We do, which is a wonderful problem to have. Any other discussion about this topic?
No.
I'm just concerned about cluttered look.
Well, our other signs, 2 of them are limited. One goes up 2 days prior to the event each month. The other one's Friday through Sunday. So there's
Yeah.
only 2 right now that are standing signs.
The other concern that I have is I feel like people just stick signs up now that they've seen that other people are putting signs up, like not improved signs. And I know that we're going around it's just I don't know. Maybe we should revisit it at some point in the future, but it's feeling a little,
But for just the purposes of the motion.
no, I know, I'm
I hear
just
what you're saying
making
now.
a general discussion comment.
Okay. Any more comments about this particular request at the moment? Just because we're about to go into this. All right, well, let's just close that out then. So I'll call the question. So all those in favor of approving the sign?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstentions? Okay, it passed 4-0. All right. Thank you. All right, it is 6:50 PM, and we have a poll hearing, which I will call the hearing to order at 6:50 PM. This is for poll hearing number 2026-7 for Jensen Street. And clerk, can you please read our language?
Did you read this whole thing?
That's a great question. Does John have to read the whole thing?
No, just the notice that is in
Oh,
the
to read the
packet.
notice.
Do you have the notices?
It should be like I notify,
It's hereby ordered, that mess, that one?
page 2734,
You don't
the
have the full
language.
packet in front of you, do you?
Yeah, he does on his computer.
This part?
No.
I was curious
Oh, it
about
might be in
that.
the incoming mail or outgoing mail.
I have the full packet on my computer, but
You
I
want
don't.
me to just do it? I have it.
Yes, thank you.
Which one? Yeah. What page are you on?
Page
I think it's in
28.
our outgoing mail. So
Page 27 is the first one.
Sorry, I'm jumping around. I went from one page
It's
to the other.
28 of the PDF, but 27 numbered, which is slightly confusing.
27 of the PDF?
28 of the PDF.
Oh, you're hereby, that one? You want-
Yes.
Yes.
You're hereby notified that a public hearing will be held during a regular meeting of the Select Board, which will take place in person or remotely. Details at 6:50 PM on July 6, 2026, upon the petition of National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way. It's Jensen Road. This didn't give an address, though. Jensen Street, I should say. To install J-pole 40P40-50, northwest side of the street. Information regarding this pole can be obtained from Charles Williams, National Grid, at 413-207-5733.
Okay. Do we have a representative here today? Hi. Feel free to come on up to the microphone.
Do you have to read this for every single one, I'm guessing?
I think so.
Open the hearing and then you
Gotcha.
close the hearing. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. If you don't mind just stating your name and where you're coming from.
Hi, I'm Charles Williams, and I'm here with National Grid.
Hi, Charles. Thanks for being here. So do you mind just telling us a little bit about why this poll hearing is in front of us today?
And we're doing poll 44-50, right?
This
Yes.
is
40.
40-50.
Oh, 40-50, okay. I got you.
Jensen Street. Oh, they're all Jensen Street.
There's
There's
one,
3.
this one is for the feet northerly center line
Mill
of
Valley.
Jensen and Mill Valley Road.
All right, for 40-50, we're just installing this pole to cut down on a long span between 40 and 41. I believe it was like over 200 feet. And to our standards for three-phase, we only go up to 150, so we just want to fix that.
okay. Let's see, we can open it up to see if there's anyone either in the audience or online who has public comment or questions for us or for National Grid. All right, anyone from the board have any questions? No. All right, so I guess, oh,
I
Steve,
just
you-
want to add
yeah.
that the Department of Public Works did visit the site and have no concerns.
Okay. All right, so this seems pretty simple. Just to make sure, Steve, this is our first poll hearing with me in this position. Do I simply now vote to close the hearing?
Yes, we have to vote, close the hearing, and then we'll vote on the petition separately.
All right, so we do need to make a motion to close the hearing.
I make a motion that we close the poll hearing.
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? No, there was neither, too, and abstentions, so that passes 4-0. So the hearing is closed, and now I believe we also have to vote to approve.
I make a motion, we approve poll 40-50 on Jensen Street, beginning at a point approximately 1,200 feet northly of the center line of the intersection of Jensen Street and Mill Valley Road, and continuing approximately 50 feet in a north direction.
Okay.
Second.
Second, all right. So seconded. Is there any discussion? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? And abstentions? And it passes 4-0-0. Thank you. You might as well stick around. I think we've got a
Yeah.
couple more. All right, just on time. It is 6:55 PM, and I call a hearing to order for poll hearing number 2026-08 for Jensen Street.
You have it, Jen?
Yes, and John, will you please read?
I don't think I have.
Yep, it's page
Oh,
36.
36.
Yes.
Oh, it jumps around a lot. Sorry,
No, it's okay,
everything jumps around in this.
totally.
You hereby notify that a public hearing will be held during a regular meeting of the Select Board, which will take place in person and remotely at 6:55 PM on July 6, 2026, upon the petition of National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way: Jensen Street. Information regarding the petition can be obtained from Charles Williams, National Grid, at 413-207-5733.
Okay, great. So we do have Charles still here. Is there any public comment or questions regarding this poll hearing, either online or in person? Okay. Any questions from the board?
What is this for?
So for 41-1, there's some new
Yes.
residential buildings being built up there.
Okay.
So this pole is just gonna be a service pole for one of them. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Steve, anything to contribute for this one?
The Department of Public Works did visit this site as well and has no concerns.
Okay,
I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
great. Excellent. Any discussion? No? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that passed unanimously also, so that public hearing is closed, and now we need to vote to approve.
I make a motion, we approve National Grid to install one pole 41-1 on Jensen Street, beginning at a point approximately 1,300 feet north of the center line of the intersection of Jensen Street and Mill Valley Road, continuing approximately 50 feet in a northerly direction.
Second?
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed or abstentions? No, passes 4-0-0. We are 3 minutes ahead for the next one. So I think we have to pause for just 1 second.
Do you want to take up the other sign request
That's what
really
I was
quick?
thinking,
You think we
yeah.
can do it in 2
Sure.
minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did receive a late request for a sign placement. I asked if this could wait till July 20th. The police department would like this up as soon as possible because anybody signing up for their first annual first responders 5K run and 1 mile walk will receive a T-shirt and a medal. And they have to be signed up by July 25th, so the timing didn't work for them.
Yeah.
So this is a fundraiser for both the Police Department Association and the Firefighters Association. They're partnered with Arc Point Brewery, and all the proceeds will be split between the two associations. The date of the event itself is August 22nd. So they want to have the signs posted from 7/7, which is tomorrow, through 8/22. These are standard small signs, 24 inches by 18 inches.
Did they say how many they want posted? I'm sorry, I guess there should be a
8
motion
signs.
first, shouldn't there?
Yeah, 8 signs. They're going to be split between the fire department, police department, 2 on the common, Lake Wallace, Warren Wright Bike Path, the rail trail on Springfield Road, and Franklin Street and Town Mart. Town Mart is outside of our jurisdiction. It's on a state highway.
I make a motion that we approve the signage request for the Police Department and Fire Department's 5K run, 1 mile walk, Belchertown First Responders, Saturday, August 22nd, 2026.
Second.
Okay, Jen seconded, so any discussion? My only discussion item is just that, so then we'll have 2 more signs on the common for the next month. So now we're going to have 4 5 standing signs,
More.
more.
Gonna look very
It's gonna
cluttered.
start looking a little cluttered.
These are going on the common?
2 of them.
Where's the other ones? Sorry. It says it in
So there's a grid on page 88 of the packet.
No, this isn't in the packet.
No, but there's a grid for the others, just if you wanted reference,
Oh,
other
yeah,
approved
no,
signs.
yeah, I'm sorry. Where are they going? Is my question.
They want
So
one at
over-
the fire station, one at the police station, 2 on the common, 1 at Lake Wallace, 1 at
Okay.
the Warren Wright bike path.
All right, so they're spread out.
Yep.
They're spread out.
I also think, what are we going to do? Not approve? I mean,
No,
they need signage.
yeah, I think to Jen's earlier point, we need to take up these items here, and then we probably need to talk in a future meeting about
Yeah.
how many signs are we going to allow. All right, so any other discussion?
No.
Anything, Lisa?
No?
Okay. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And that was also unanimous, so 400. All right, bouncing back to poll hearing. All right, so it is 7:01 PM. I call this hearing to order for poll hearing number 2026-09 for Jensen Street.
Poll hearing -2026-09, you're hereby notified that a public hearing will be held during a regular meeting of the Select Board, which will take place in person or remotely at 7 PM on July 6, 2026, upon the petition of National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way, Jensen Street. Information regarding this petition can be obtained from Charles Williams, National Grid, at 413-207-5733. John Ritter, Clerk, Select Board.
Thank you. All right, so pages 43 to 50 in our packets. Mr. Williams, will you give us the background here?
Yeah, for poll 44-50, it's kind of the same as the last one. It's just another service poll for another new residential.
Okay, great. Is there any public comment or questions either in the room or online about this poll hearing? No? Anything from the board? And Mr. Williams, other Mr. Williams, anything else to add, Steve?
Yeah, the Department of Public Works did look at this one and asked that the pole be placed 3 feet from the edge of pavement.
Okay,
Yeah, that's good.
great. All right, so if there are no other comments, then we need a motion to
I make a
close.
motion, we close the public hearing for poll 2026-09.
Second.
Okay.
Don't we want to also add the recommendation?
Oh, that'll be in your next vote. This
Oh,
is
that'll
just to
be in the
close the
next
hearing.
one.
Yes.
Okay.
Close it. So any
Yes.
discussion about closing, which that was a
No.
good discussion point? No, okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous, 400. And now we need a motion to approve.
I make a motion, we approve poll P44-50 on Jensen Street, beginning at approximately 400 feet north of the center line of intersection of Jensen Street and Mill Valley Road, continuing approximately 150 feet in the northern direction, approximately 3 feet from the road, install pole 44-50.
Second?
Okay, discussion. I think you had a point about the 3 foot. You wanted to make sure that was
Yeah,
mentioned.
but he did, he included that.
Okay, great. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And anyone abstaining? Anyone opposed? Okay, I couldn't hear. So that's 400 passes also. I think that is everything.
One more.
One more.
One more?
There's one
Yeah,
more.
we got
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
but
Okay.
that's gonna be, we have a contractor who's gonna do that one. It should be Rosanna.
Perfect.
I think
It's like I already know.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it.
That one's at 7:05. so
Yes,
we'll
we've
have
got
to
just
wait.
one quick minute, and then we will definitely call that to order. It's a good moment to organize my packet. So close.
1 minute.
Second.
Yeah, you're getting faster and faster.
Yep. Okay, I have 7:05 on my watch. So it's 7:05 PM, and I call this poll hearing to order, number 2026-10 for Old Enfield Road.
Poll hearing number 2026-10, you are hereby notified that a public hearing will be held during a regular meeting of the Select Board, which will take place in person or remotely at 7:05 PM on July 6, 2026, upon the petition of National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way, Old Enfield Road. Information regarding this petition can be obtained from, I cannot pronounce your name, I'm sorry, National Grid at 508-935-1671. I don't know, sorry about you.
Rosanna Pawchat?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
Yes, so Rosanna, are you our representative to tell us a little bit more about this, please?
Yes, this is Nana.
Thank you.
I'm here with National Grid, working for Ligos.
Okay, great. Do you mind just giving us a little bit of information about why this poll hearing and why it's come before us?
Yes. We are extending and doing some maintenance work on the main line, and because of in pole 32, which is adjacent to the pole where we're proposing to add, it has a slight angle, and because it's currently in construction, we would like to add pole 3284 adjacent to Old Enfield Road to be able to accommodate for that.
Okay, thank you. Are there any public comments or questions, either in the room or online? Anything from the board? And Steve, anything you want to add?
Yes, the DPW also inspected this site, and they asked that the pole be no closer than 4 feet from the edge of the pavement.
No closer than 4
yes.
feet. Go ahead, Rosanna.
Thank you. The only concern we have about that is we would need to have the pole 1 foot from edge of pavement so that our sidewalk anchor is within the right of way. If it is 4 feet from the edge of pavement, the anchor would have to go into the property owners for 257 Jabish Street. And we would like to avoid having an easement for it.
Do you have any recommendations on that?
Yeah, I would recommend that we take no action on this tonight, and we have National Grid and the DPW meet out in the field to reconcile the differences and come back with a
Yeah.
recommendation.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds great, thank you.
All right, so I'll have to close the hearing. Are there any other comments just before we close? No, okay.
I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, so any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion that we take no action on poll 3284 and refer it back to DPW and National Grid to work out their differences.
Second?
Good. Any discussion? All right, is that motion fine, Steve, because you have the
Yep.
notes? Okay, great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's also 400. Okay, thank you for being here, Rosanna, I appreciate it.
Thank you guys as well, have a good night.
Thank
exit
you.
out?
We are just so speedy, we have 2 minutes again.
You exit this one out, or you just,
Just leave it in the packet, unsigned.
Oh, sure.
I don't want anyone to sign it, so take the,
Okay, just put it on the side.
Will you be speaking?
sure.
No. Okay. Right, we'll still have to, it's on our agenda, so we'll still just, do you mind? Thank you. Okay, we're so close. 1 more minute, we have 1 more public hearing.
Yes.
Yeah, please come on up. We always like handouts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are for the clerk, usually, to put in the. You just keep those for the clerk.
I can't hear you. Keep them together? Okay.
It's just,
Okay. All right, it is 7:10 PM. I call to order this public hearing. It's for ABCC, application for Cold Spring Country Club Management LLC. This is for an annual on-premise restaurant, all alcohol beverage license for 330 Chauncey Walker Street. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Good evening. I'm Rich Maynard. I'm an attorney here in Belchertown. I represent the applicant on this particular petition. The applicant, or one of the applicants, is actually seated here with me. He may be known to the board already, Willie Guy. Willie's been involved with golf course, Cold Spring Country Club, for a lot more years. I think it's got to be 15, 16 years now since the years keep passing by. So, and as much time as I spend there, my game doesn't get any better. So maybe this would help. But the petition or the application tonight is for a liquor license for the restaurant and golf operations there. We were certainly hopeful in the past that there would have been a little bit more long-standing relationship with the prior restaurant operator that was there. That didn't work out. Obviously, the course, a golf course, I think the patrons as well as the owners of the course welcome the opportunity to get the additional revenue and provide the additional service for the food and alcohol for the folks that are using the course there. The plan for this particular operation would be really to complement the golf course. It's not necessarily designed at this point for,
The public.
full-scale, regular pub or restaurant or
Right.
anything like that. So the hours probably would be, similar for the use for the golf course and the grounds there. But, they definitely would hope to have some sort of private events and, some catering events and opportunities like that as well there. The facility itself has been through ABC in the town a number of times with different folks, so we're certainly happy to answer any questions that the board may have about that, but we're just trying to get up and running for the current season.
Sure, thank you. Because it is a public hearing, I want to see if anyone from the public has any questions or comments, either in the room or online.
You get to open the public hearing first.
I think I did, didn't I?
I
You
thought
did?
so.
I
Okay.
did. Thank you, though, it's
Sorry,
very
yes,
possible.
I missed that.
No, that's all right. And then, of course, I want to see, does the board have any questions?
I have a comment. I can't comment on it because I have a conflict of interest. I'm a butter, so I live right next to the golf course.
Okay, thank you.
But if I could support it, I would.
Okay, great.
Is this just for liquor, or are you hoping that there'll be,
No, there'll be food there
Okay.
as well, yes.
and do you have a vendor for that?
Yeah, they're gonna operate it from within the,
Okay.
folks.
Yes, we will do our some the pizza, hot dog, and also the sandwich.
Okay.
Serve. We also have the third party, as you mentioned, for the catering, also for the tournament.
Just to put a tie-off on the discussion on this, have all necessary sanitary infractions covered now? It's safe?
Yeah, this is certainly sensitive to
I'm trying to
some
be
of the
sensitive to.
operations.
Yeah,
That were for the most part remedied
yes.
previously, but would not be part of this operation.
So this is a
It's up
clean
to-
slate.
Would be, top-notch, ready to go
Okay,
once they open. Yeah.
thank you.
I'm sorry to ask, I didn't catch your name, sir.
Oh, shall we go?
Okay, Shalwa, nice to
Yeah.
meet you.
Yes.
And remind me, do you have another business also?
Yes, my family business own other property too. Yes.
Okay, that's great.
So the LLC
Yes,
is
yeah.
Willie and his wife that own the LLC. His father-in-law and his wife own the golf course.
Okay,
So it's
perfect.
sort of
Yeah.
connected.
Oh, that's great. And for my clarification, I thought this was a one-day license. Is this actually
That's
longer?
another.
It's next.
That's next.
Next, okay, so this is for the
This
year.
is for
This
the
is an
golf
annual
course,
submission.
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Question.
Yes.
Does this cover the golf course itself or just the facility?
The application was put in for the golf course
Golf course.
grounds.
Yep.
which would ideally allow for beverage service and that sort of thing. There's no plan really to do that unless it was a very high-traffic tournament, something like that. So
Got it.
there might be some periodic
Okay,
cart service, but
Okay.
it wouldn't be part of the regular operation,
okay.
So no cart service, unless it was something
unless
special.
it was a special
Okay.
event,
And
There
again,
is an
you're-
event coming up.
Yeah, but that's the,
yeah,
I guess I bring that up because I think that it would maybe increase traffic on the golf course, and so I would not be opposed to that, is what I'm trying to say.
Does that have to be a separate application?
I don't know, this covers, this is why I asked, this will cover the golf course premises, is my understanding.
Yes,
if they
that's the way it
approve
was written, yes.
So that's up to the business owner's
Yes.
discretion.
Yeah.
Thank you. Other questions?
yeah. So I just, again, want to clarify, so this will not be open to the public?
Oh, yes, it's the.
It will be
the
open
course
to
is
the
a public,
public.
yeah. Of course,
Okay.
and anyone,
You want to come in
free to
and
go.
have some pizza? Okay,
yeah.
all right. Great.
And please do.
Yes, right, exactly. And I know this is in front of me, but just for my clarification, when is the request to begin?
I mean, we're trying to move this
Immediately.
immediately.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, it would have been before now, but, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And that, I guess that ties in also to the one that you're talking about next.
Right.
They have an event scheduled.
Yes.
And so they're getting their own one-day permit,
Right.
which wouldn't be allowed if we had our.
Understood.
It
Good.
wouldn't be necessary
It
apparently
wouldn't be
either.
necessary, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just for clarification,
Yeah.
so like, the liquor licenses get renewed annually, and they're tied to the premises, which
Yes.
is why when they had separate entities that were operating within they had to apply for the liquor license,
Yes.
and that caused a lot of turmoil if there was any turnover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Did I get that right?
You got it right.
Right, so now this is the owners of the establishment saying we're
Yes.
taking our own license out.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Finally.
Yeah,
Totally understandable,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you for the
Tried,
clarification.
tried,
Tried.
but
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion? All right, so to call the question,
We had to close the public
or
hearing.
we have to close the public hearing, that's right, there's not a motion on the table. All right, so we need a motion to close the public hearing.
Second? Oh, did we make it?
There is no
Did you make
motion.
it? I move that
John
we
can't.
close the public hearing.
All right,
Second,
okay. Any discussion about closing the public hearing? Okay, so all in favor?
aye.
Aye, all right, our public hearing is now closed, so now we need to make a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the application to move on to ABCC for Cold Spring Country Club Management LLC for an on-premise restaurant all alcoholic beverage license.
Second,
Okay, we've had a good deal of discussion, but any more discussion? No, all right, all in favor?
aye.
Anyone abstaining?
I have to abstain.
Right, and then any nays, so 3 in favor, none opposed, 1 abstention. It passes.
Great.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Please send us an
Thank you
email
for
and let
getting
us
us
know
on.
as soon as you're up and running so we can come visit.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much.
Some golf.
Oh, yeah.
And golf.
Thanks.
All right, so then we have a one-day license also.
Yes, but that's
Discussion.
under
Unders-
action items, so we're going to continue with
Yep.
appointments.
Right, thank you.
Yep. So we have up next, we're going to go back to the Communications Committee to finish their
Thank you all for
presentation.
waiting. Thanks.
I don't know why it said on the back row.
Okay, so thank you for having us. We have been working on a project for a little over a year now to put together a communications plan for the town. Something that is actionable, something that we can refer back to and follow as we go forward. The Communications Committee, as I've been running it as chair for about 4 or 5 years, we've been really focused on bringing the town just into, 2025, 2026, getting everything up to date. And we've been reacting to a lot of the different problems that we've been having, audio issues, the lack of social media policies, all sorts of things, revising the website. And as we continue forward, and we're starting to knock some of those things off our list, it's come up with many members of the committee that, we need a plan. Like, we need a set of goals to go for the next year, 2 years, 5 years. So what we've put together is this communications plan. What we did to get there is reviewed a bunch of communications plans from other local towns and other like-sized towns throughout the nation to see what they did. We've seen everything from 5-pagers to 200-pagers. So we have 14. That's manageable.
Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of different directions where we could go strategic versus tactical and everything like that. And in the end, we sort of merged the two together to make, some basic action items and then include tactical plans, which I think you might have as well, but I've included some today. Again, this has been a work in progress within the entire committee for over a year. We've put a lot of time and research into this, multiple revisions into it. There are current action items that we have taken care of, items like the AI policy, which was approved not long ago. The emergency mass notification system that went out with the fire department and the police department, and getting multiple people enrolled in that system. It is still an ongoing progress to get everybody enrolled, but we feel like it's in a really good spot at this point. Other things that we're working on is a current redesign plan for the website. Not doing a huge overhaul, but it's been a brand new site for what is 2 years now. So we're able to look at some of the stats and how people are using it and working with Civic Plus. And this is actually something that was already planned for when we went with them. They said after 2 years, we would work with them again and get a free change to the site. So this is all
great.
just, something on our plan to go through and take care of this and make sure that we're serving the town as needed and making sure things are easy to find. Again, there are other projects that are in progress. We have the town branding standards that is still ongoing with the branding committee, and what's going on there. IT infrastructure investments, new resident information onboarding is something that we're looking into. And then there's projects that we know need to happen, and a lot of these actually come from, we took all of the action plans from all of the other departments that we found online, and we scanned through all of them and looked for anything that had to do with communications, pulled all those items out, and then basically listed them. And some of these plans are plans that were made like 10 years ago that hadn't been updated. So there were a lot of things that did happen, but there were still a lot of things that actually still haven't happened after so much time. So we decided to add those to our plan and make sure that they do get done and that we could add our own support to them. Things like multilingual communications expansion, resident surveys, a new updated mapping system, which I believe actually the conservation team is already working on. So we'd like to get in touch with them and see what we can do to support it. Things where we can get maps of all the different trails and where all the different benches are and things like that, so that we can increase. We already know that a lot of people like to hike through Belchertown and visit, Belchertown for its nature. Well, we want to be able to point out resting spots and things like that and other major locations for them. So being able to map out a system like that and provide it on our website and wherever else. So again, this is a whole list of different things. It is going to change as other groups put out new plans and need new communication needs, and as the town grows. So as that happens, we'll expand it. There is already a plan, and I think Kate can talk about it, about adding this to the website and expanding all the different plans into more of a searchable system that gives more details about them and can be updated as projects move along. So we're hoping that comes to light.
It's the community plan matrix is what Chris is referring to, and you're all, you guys
so
talk about that all the time.
Well underway. We're glad to hear about that. So what we're looking for you today is you've all had a copy of this. any questions, any feedback from you. Some of you have seen many of the iterations over the year, so this is sort of our final version of it. Love to hear any feedback, answer questions, and at the end, I guess, just get approval to say that this is good enough in your point of view, and that way we can post it live and get moving on it.
I think this is outstanding work. I mean, it was a pleasure to read this. It's very logical, it's very mission-driven. I could tell you a lot. I mean, I just think this is really well done. I do have a couple of questions.
Of course.
When you talk about committees having, that they should consider having a communications plan as part of what they do, and I think that's a great idea. Can they come to communications committee meeting for advice on how to do that, or are you going to set out guidelines for how to do that, just so that we have continuity in terms of how we're communicating?
So one of the projects that I'm working on as the communications manager is putting together our town style guidelines, which
Okay.
go hand in hand with ensuring accessibility on the website. So they would have that document to work off of. But I've also had committee members come to me and be like, I need help on it. And sometimes it starts with an email. And I always give them the option. You can come to a communications committee meeting. Here's where we normally have them. Or if you prefer to come in and talk to me directly, here's, my general office hours. And most have come in to want to just talk one-on-one. A lot of them, for some reason, can't attend the Thursday meetings. It's fine, it happens, but we always open that door. I let them know that they're welcome to reach out to the committee anytime they want. If there's like a question I can't answer, I always tell them I'll go back to the committee too.
You actually have when you talk about the two examples, the Jabish Brook Middle School redesign and the town energy proposal, is there a template in there that you could borrow from? I mean, you know what it is? I'm not, like, why create
Yeah,
additional work? And so this is just,
we're getting to needing templates.
Okay.
Like, we need templates. It's, I just started working 25 hours a week last week.
Right.
which is why I don't want to
So
see
it's-
doing more.
Totally on the list to get to templates. We got to first get the style guideline agreed on.
Yeah.
Because we're not making templates until we agree on a style guideline.
Right, because you have to start
Okay.
over again.
Yep.
So a couple more questions. When you did the channels and resident usage, I really appreciated knowing, that Facebook, the Sentinel, and word of mouth are the top three, it looks like. But what I was really interested in was what is the usage for the town website? Can we get that?
We have the matrix for how many people are using the town website, along with the social channels and everything else. At the last communications committee meeting, I did let the committee know that I would be presenting our 6-month matrices to them at that point during the next meeting, so we could discuss that.
Yeah.
Okay. The last one is, only 55% of respondents were satisfied with town communication. What are we not doing? I mean, amazing work.
Yeah, so to be fair, when that survey was taken, it was a couple of years ago. It was before the Carriage
Okay.
Town Chronicles. It was
Okay.
before, the emergency notifications. It was before a lot of things that were put in place. So we haven't done a survey since all these things have happened. It's actually further in here to get those communications and get those yearly surveys done to residents about communication. So yes, all that is old.
I'm glad to hear that, because you've done amazing work.
Yes.
And I go to the town website all the time, and you've put so much work into it. It'd be nice to be able to hear that usage has gone up significantly
Yeah.
since the redesign?
From the efforts we've made, all we've heard is positive feedback on everything we've put
Yeah.
out so far. So no complaints so far, and if there are any, we'd love to hear them, and we'd like to take care of whatever the issues are.
Yeah, you all are so open to feedback. I have to compliment you on that. It's not everyone is. Other comments?
I think the team did a great job. I know I've sat in a lot of those meetings. Some were long, but I can see, I just thank you all. I know 3 of you are here, but there's a lot more to your committee, but thank you all for all the input.
Yes, absolutely. This was full committee effort. We even have individuals who are no longer with us for one reason or another that put a lot of effort into this. So I have to thank, every one of them for what they've done.
I want to especially note the new resident information and onboarding. That is, you get it on Facebook. I just moved to town. Can you tell me? Thank
Absolutely.
you for doing this.
Yeah.
I think it's really important. So just want to call that out as well.
Oh, sure. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, I'd like to add one thing to it. I might be the former vice chair of the committee after I say this. Chris was really emphasizing on his committee work and used the word "we" a lot. A lot of what you're looking at, quite honestly, is Chris Farmer right there in that document. For example, he's the one that took the initiative to scan all the planning documents using AI to help him extract the relevant information up there, reformatting it and such. A lot of what you're looking at here is Chris Martin. Yes, we all have a lot of input into it. But the final product is definitely something that Chris is making.
Yeah, Chris definitely
Thank you.
drove the committee to making sure that this was done and done well.
Oh, wow.
Well, it shows.
Thank you. That's nice.
Thank you.
Jen, did you have any comments you wanted to
I
contribute?
mean, I appreciate all you guys so much. There's not much more I can add to this conversation. You guys are incredible. The fact that you even took the master plan and did that,
Jen's love language.
There
Yeah.
is one last thing.
Yeah, of course.
The measures of success. How? Increased resident engagement with town communication and public meetings. Is this all just metrics that you're going to be able to pull? I think these are great measures. It's always how is that going to be done?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we're going to have to organize and figure out as we go along. But there are certain things, attendance at town meetings. We know that attendance is typically very low. I mean, last year we saw a ton of people, but the last one this year was, back to normal limits, or not limits, but
Come to town
amounts.
meeting.
Yes. But overall, we've seen, especially on social media, higher engagements. I mean, we haven't been on social media very long, but it's
Right.
increased, and we have more people talking about town things. When new big feature items come out, there's a lot more discussion, which is great, whether one way or the other. So there are going to be some metrics that we can gather, visits to certain pages on the site, responses to certain items on social media, attendance at certain events. There are ways that we can get that and sort of scale over time, and hopefully we get more and more people involved.
Yeah, that's the only one that I went. I think you need to do a little zero in on that a little more. First of all, to make it easier for you to collect the results. And secondly, when I look at better understanding of barriers preventing residents from accessing information of services, I don't know, it's sort of like measuring prevention, how do you do that? It's a laudable measure. But I want to make sure you're setting yourselves up for success. So that's the only one I went, is that it?
Failure is an opportunity to learn. And this is going to be ongoing projects. So even beyond my tenure in the committee, no plans on that yet. But these are all things that we're going to hopefully pass on and hopefully figure out as we move along. I also think that most of these things that we have planned are going to require reaching out to departments, committees, and other individuals in town to help us get those metrics and numbers and get these things finished. It's not entirely a committee effort, but a community effort to get all this done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any other conversation?
Do we need to?
Oh,
motion
Steve.
to adopt?
Yeah, I just had a few things. One is, first of all, thank you to the Communications Committee. From day one, you have always been a very self-motivated committee. You've always found relevant projects, and you've always been willing to jump in, and this is just another example of that. So to Jen's point, I think we all appreciate all of your work.
Absolutely.
To Lisa's point, I had flagged the data that you put in the report as being 2 years old, and I'm really curious to see if that 55% is now 75%.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask that you stick around for the next conversation, because the DEI Task Force, soon to be committee, have a draft charter that they're presenting to the Select Board, and that is weighted heavily on communications. It's one of the themes of that draft. So if you're looking for a committee to jump right in on with your communications plan, it might be the DEI. And finally, there is one typo in the document on page, and I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner.
It's all right.
Buried the lead.
On your page 8, which is page 2 of the document, it might be 9 on yours, John. It just says the communications manager reports to the Select Board, and it should be reports to the town manager.
Apologies.
So, no worries.
Chris.
Just want to make, I'm not going to be here forever either. Chris and I might ride off into the sunset someday. We just want to make sure we have it right.
We'll blame on that.
Well, that'll be updated.
Okay.
It's a living document.
It is, yeah. It's the first update.
It does say that on every page. That is funny.
So that's all I have. Just thank you. Thank you so much.
So,
No, it's
are we
great.
voting on
So
this?
we need a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the communication plan presented in front of us with the typo fix from Select Board to Town Manager.
Second.
Okay, discussion. My only other discussion item, and I don't mean for this to sound like a killjoy, I know there's recommendation in here ultimately for the manager to become full-time. I don't disagree, but if we vote on this, are we then saying that we are committing to that?
I think it was more of a caveat, just
Yeah.
saying that, certainly it's going to make it go faster. Maybe some things, won't be at the forefront, but we're not committing to that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Can we change the language just so that it is more reflective of that?
Yeah, you could put in, pending funding or,
Yeah.
Okay.
because that's what it's going to come down to. We have several of these positions that we've started part-time, and we're
Right.
adding hours to them every year as money becomes available.
Right.
The grant writer, soon to be the economic development planner, so we're going to continue with that same path. We certainly recognize the importance of this
Yeah.
and would like to see, a full-time position in the future. So,
Sure.
it's not next year, to be the year after, but we'll add hours.
And I will say it wasn't our intention to sneak something like that in there, but it is, a goal of the Communications Committee to
Right.
make that a full-time position, because then that will take a lot of weight off of our own efforts and work, so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of discussions in the committee meetings where they're working on everyday projects and they're like, this really should be done by the communications manager, but we know.
There's, not enough
there's
hours.
Not enough hours, so.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. And you hear that coming from other places too, like even from us. So thank you for that. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it passes 400. Thank you so much. It's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Great work.
Thank you.
Let's see. I know you've been waiting patiently, and it sounds like we may have to forfeit today anyway.
I just need to let you know that I just received notice from Barry.
Yeah.
That he's not coming, so I just want to let you all know. I assume that he'll be following up with the chair of the committee to create a new agenda item and be on the agenda again, but my apologies and thank you so much for your patience.
Yeah, thank you for being
So-
patient.
I would like to shoot for the 20th, and in the meantime, maybe get your draft over to the
Yeah.
Communications Committee?
I will let the committee members know.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
we'll take that forward.
Yeah, I'll share it with Kate tomorrow, but,
Okay.
yeah, yep,
Yeah,
perfect.
thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
staying. Okay. All right, so
You guys
because
can leave now.
they'll be in touch. All
Thank
right,
you.
so in that case, we've completed all appointments for the evening.
Can we make her, first up?
Yep.
At the next?
Unless we have a
meeting?
hearing, yep.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So next we move into discussion and action items. So now we get to go to our application for the one-day liquor license for the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce, which is pages 69 through 77 in our packets.
Hold on here, we have,
I think we have good background, but Steve, if you just want to add some color.
yeah, we do have a representative of the
Lena's
Amherst
here.
Area Chamber of Commerce.
Oh.
But just really quickly, the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce has a fundraising event planned at the Cold Spring Golf Course. Because Cold Spring Golf Course does not have their liquor license yet, it's
Right.
necessary to get a one-day liquor license. So Four Seasons Wine and Liquor are going to be managing the spirits.
Oh, great.
In the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce, obviously, be managing their fundraiser. We do have a tip certified bartender and an insurance certificate, so we are all set to go. So we'll let Paulina have the
Yeah.
floor.
Hi, Paulina. Thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you'd like to share, and even just to tell us a little bit more about the event?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Paulina. I'm the marketing and event coordinator for the Amherst Area Chamber. And on July 17th, we're hosting our 23rd annual golf tournament that will be at Cold Spring Country Club. It's a fundraiser that supports chamber operations, but also a portion of proceeds will benefit Friends of Lake Wallace this year as well. And our goal is really just to, highlight local organizations, uplift, businesses in Belchertown especially. We have over 100 golfers registered to play that day. And so yes, the cash bar would just be one kind of portion of the event that we ourselves can't handle. So Four Seasons Wine and Liquor has agreed to kind of facilitate the cash bar for the event.
That's great. Hope for good weather for you, too.
Yes.
So I do want to have a discussion, but we should have a motion in order to do that.
I make a motion, we approve the one-day liquor license for the Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce golf tournament at Cold Spring Country Club on July 17, 2026.
Second.
Okay, so discussion.
Will there be any food at the event?
There is dinner hosted through the country club's hiring catering.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just have a question. I don't know if I can vote because I'm a butter. I don't know if that makes a difference. But my question, I just don't know how one-day liquor license work either. Like, do they have to go to the residence or how does that?
No.
Okay, I was
Just
It's a
one
good
day.
question, though.
Yep. They don't.
okay.
I don't know if Sean needs to abstain as an abutter for a one-day liquor license. You always can.
I just wasn't sure. I'm a butter, so I don't know if it makes a difference.
I
don't
probably
care.
err on the side of caution. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Jen, any questions? No. I'm glad that you all have considered applying for this. I think that definitely will make it a little bit more fun for people, and it'll be a great event. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? And abstentions?
I stay.
All right. So it passes 3-0, 1 abstaining. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Nina.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. Next, we are endorsing authorization of grants manager to apply for land grant and park grant programs, pages 78 through 79.
Yeah, so pages 78, 79 in your packet are letters that have been prepared by our grant manager. The park grant is a $70,000 grant, and that is to put a hard surface down in front of the basketball courts. It's a multi-use surface that can be used for all different types of sports that need to be played on a hard surface. So that's a park grant. The maximum amount you can apply for is $70,000, and the project will use all of that plus some of the money that Kyle is raising through the fees at the Chestnut Hill Recreation Area, the basketball courts. The other letter is for a land grant, and that's to help support the Boyce property procurement. That amount is, $425,000, and that's the property off of Old Bay Road that Julie was talking about earlier.
Do we need to have these as separate motions? Can they be bundled?
You can bundle them, sure.
I make a motion that we approve the land grant and park grant applications as presented tonight by our grants manager.
Second?
Any discussion?
I have a question. How much is the multi-purpose, what's the total cost? If we have 70.
Yeah, it's
and I
under
know
100,000.
It is.
Yeah.
And so how much money do we anticipate we're going to get from is it the Chestnut Hill Association? Or?
Yeah, the area is the Chestnut Hill Recreation Area, which is actually on that sign right there,
Will it cover
it's
the cost?
pointing in the right direction. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. yeah.
So
And there's also an opportunity in the future for additional CPC funds, for example, more bleachers, some fencing. So, you know, it's a bit of a work in progress, but this will get us to hard surface and the minimum of what's required to get it open.
That's
So,
great. I just want to make sure
Yep.
that we're not asking the taxpayers
Yeah.
for additional
Yeah.
money.
Yep, we won't be.
Thank you.
And just make sure I have my bearings, is this a space right by the courts and the pickleball courts?
Yeah, it's the front area by Route 202,
Okay,
closest to the police station.
yeah.
Is it, how close is it to the road?
Well, it's actually the flat area that you see now. When you look up at the basketball courts, there's a grass area that's still,
Okay, all
It used to
right.
be the tennis courts.
So
it's where the old
not-
tennis courts
it's
used to
not,
be.
It's not, yeah.
Well, there will be a fence. That's,
Okay.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to have a
I mean,
fence for
safe.
safety
The ball
reasons.
goes
yeah.
wrong.
Well, we're
Yeah.
getting a soccer field right down
And
the
that's
road.
going adjacent to it. That was a
That was
CPC
CPC
fund.
funding.
I'm sorry, Jen, what did you say?
There's a soccer field that got CPC approval at town
Okay.
meeting that's going in front or next to, it's adjacent
Beside
somewhere.
it, yeah, in that open field
That area.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so seconded, and this is discussion. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that passed unanimously, 4-0-0. Okey doke.
Okay,
Next. Endorse and
6C.
acceptance of deed, State Street Lot, B2, 130.
correct. So this is the parcel of property that the EDIC currently owns. It's next to Crispy's, just south of Crispy's, towards the intersection of Pride Store. We're going to be, well, we are in the process of working with the EDIC to split that property so that the EDIC can still maintain ownership of the front portion of it to market. The back portion, the steep slope, is where our Lake Wallace Trail currently runs through.
Right.
So we're going to take ownership of that and combine it with the Lake Wallace property and put it under the same conservation restriction.
Okay.
So by endorsing this deed tonight, it'll put us one step closer to taking ownership of the property. EDIC will still have to sign it, and so will the Conservation Commission, and then it'll be owned by the town. At some future date, we're going to be doing a similar transfer with the EDIC over to Parcel D property that's behind Anytime Fitness. So that'll be coming up in another meeting or two.
Okay. Thank you. All right, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we endorse the acceptance of deed for State Street Lot B2 1-130.
Second?
All right, discussion. Any questions about this?
I think somebody has to sign it under notary, right?
Yeah, Mr. Bodett, are you still willing to notarize that, or are we gonna?
I brought the stamp tonight. What I can do is, after your meeting adjourns, I'll come up and notarize the one person that's going to sign for the board.
Okay, so just one
Thank
person,
you.
wait till the end of the meeting,
Okay.
please.
John, would you like to do the honors
Sure.
on that, if it passes? Okay. Any other questions, discussion items? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, passes 4-0-0, and John will do the honors. Okay. Let's see, so we already did our signs, great. And now we're moving to discussion of management of future items for discussion, or the parking lot. So this came up in our meeting 2 meetings ago, and last meeting, I think, as well. So we do maintain a future items for discussion list on our agenda, and the question was, are these items being maintained? So I wanted to open up for a just conversation to make sure that we're all on the same page. What I would like to propose is that we keep items here, and that each meeting, I then ask if there are any other items to be added to the future items for discussion section. And then as they move onto the agenda, that we do not need to vote on it. When they're on the agenda, they're no longer in the parking lot, and we just have a understanding. But since we have so many items here, would you all like to go through and just discuss each of these items briefly for whether or not to move them onto a future agenda or remove them now?
You want to save that for item 10, or how do you want to?
Should I jump the gun?
Well, we put it on for a discussion item.
Right. So it's a discussion item as well as an actual
Yeah.
item on here.
I guess the concern was that we skip over it during the meetings,
Yeah, yes,
and sometimes, things get completed and they're taken off, the board doesn't have full knowledge that it was taken off, and they ask where it went.
yep,
So we just want to make sure that there's better communications. I think the management of it has been appropriate. The previous chair, I think, did a
Yeah.
good job of
Yeah.
managing the list for me. But I do agree that, having better communications with the board would help so that everybody knows what's been done.
Where they went.
What doesn't have to be done. So that's why that was put on there.
Okay.
So I think the easiest thing to do would be not to skip over it every meeting. That would be my recommendation.
and then keep it in this order. So after board reports, then just quickly go over future items for discussion.
We can move it to any other place on, that's what this discussion is about. We can move it if you want in future agendas, we can leave it where it is.
Well, we can have, I believe according to Robert's rules, we can have a quick conversation just openly without a motion, or we can make a motion and then discuss. Does anyone have any other thoughts or feelings on this topic?
I think, well, my only thing is it's nice that it's on here, but
Yeah.
it just makes the agenda so long.
Yeah,
If
it
we could
does.
trim it down somehow to like one page, I don't know how to do that either.
I know, but then there was concern about, well, where did my item go?
Yeah.
So, I do think though, when we've discussed something, when it's been on an agenda, it doesn't need to live here anymore. And I think that's what you were doing when you were chair, right? When it was discussed.
When I was chair, I tried to do one, like, every couple of months,
Yeah.
just to get it out of the way.
Mhm.
And also, nothing was ever taken off the list unless we had fully discussed it.
Makes sense.
So, and some of these things, like the master plan matrix, it just
Yeah.
wasn't, it's not ready yet. So there's a question, at least in my mind, of does it stay on future items, or does it just, when it's ready, it goes on the agenda?
I mean,
Same thing with, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Jen, what do you think?
I mean, that I thought was just to keep us on task, to remind us that these things were requested of us. And I don't know that we need to review them at each meeting either. I think it's more like a reminder that like we said we were going to discuss something, and then if we don't actually have the time to discuss it, it just keeps it in our, it's like when you rewrite your to-do list over and over again, and then you keep that one thing at the bottom.
Yeah. I do that every
That you
day.
procrastinate on.
Yep.
Eventually you'll get around to doing it,
forget
right?
to-
It's not,
forget to
it's
write it.
not that we're not doing the master plan matrix, for instance, and that's just a for instance. Same thing with the request for the select board to join Pioneer Valley Mosquito Control District. Like, isn't that just when it's ready?
Well, I think the master plan matrix is part of the goals and objectives, so does it need to be in both locations, or,
But
I guess that would be the question.
this is what I mean, like,
Right.
Yeah.
I think of parking lot as, okay, that, when do we have the bandwidth to take this on? This isn't about, I mean, when I first became chair, that was the thing, I was like, all right, let's take this on now. Well, it's not ready.
Right.
So, to me, it just seems like if we have active things that we want to do, then that should be parking lot. But the ones that are, like, well, we know we have to create a bylaw committee, when do we
Right.
decide that's what we're going to take up? But honestly, that was just my pet peeve. So, you know, this was a lot longer. We've
Yeah.
actually we've gone through a lot of it.
Right. So other than the aesthetics of it creating a longer agenda than we would like, it sounds like it's better to leave it as is, and then each meeting, if anyone has a strong urge to have something moved forward, they could say, I'd like us to consider for the future agenda to move future item onto the agenda.
Yeah, I guess that would be good. I mean, I would be okay with that, but, I mean, some of these are like 9, 10, so we're coming up to like a year. So if we're not gonna
Yeah.
talk about it, like,
Why is it on?
why
here?
is it on here?
That's kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, so we owe it to the residents to talk about these sooner than later, not wait a year to talk about something. So I just look at it as we're putting ourselves, like, we did nothing. It looks like, oh, 9, 10, we haven't talked about this in a whole year. And it looks bad,
Well,
like, it
that's what
just,
I'm saying. I'm
and
literally
even though we
saying
are
if
talking
it's
about
on-
it, it just,
If it's something we're really gonna do, then it makes sense, but it does look like we just don't care.
yeah, yeah, we're giving the bad impression. We know we're
Sure.
doing it, but it just,
Yeah.
if from an outsider looking in, it looks bad for us. And we accomplished so much as a board. This just is one thing we didn't accomplish, but we are accomplishing it. It just takes time, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
that's fair. And several of these items are going to be addressed soon.
Once they're ready.
Could there be a separate page or is there like a tracking sheet? And now that we have a calendar?
I don't think, we've talked about that. I don't think there is a way with open meeting that we can have a separate document. It has to be on the agenda.
Well, like the Family Center Committee,
Yeah.
the continued discussion, I mean, we had that discussion in the winter. We had it in February. So,
Yeah, we're waiting for them to get
well,
back to us.
this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems to me like if we're simply waiting, then it's not us ignoring it. It's that we're waiting for those things to be finished. So they come before us again. Do they need to be in a parking lot? You know what? Truthfully, this is for me not the hill to die on.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing up the point, like,
I agree. I think there's going to be a bunch of different opinions. I think my only recommendation would be, when we get to the end of the meeting, pause for a second.
Yeah.
Say, does anybody want to talk about any of these items? Or, because
Right.
we just jumped from 9 to 11. We don't even,
Yep.
well, I'll give you an example.
So-
So we could have communications plan, could have been on there. And it could have been on there for a whole year.
2 years. Yeah.
Yep.
2 years. And having it in the parking lot did not move the needle one bit. It's because it simply wasn't ready. They just did it.
Right.
Once they had it done, then it came before the select board.
Yeah. I don't want to belabor this. I just don't know how else we keep it in front of all of our eyes because of open meeting.
It's-
This is the only way I think
We can't have like a topic board of some sort,
Like a locked PDF that we
like
can't
a
edit.
locked
How about we
spreadsheet.
just wait until it comes up? Like, once the matrix is done, then we put it on the agenda. Once the mosquito brigade is done, we put it on the agenda. Once, the Family Center Committee is ready to come back, we put it on the agenda.
Yeah,
I mean,
to me, if something's in the goals and objectives and it's already documented somewhere,
Yeah,
like, for example, disbanding Buildings and Grounds Committee, that's a different, I didn't reappoint anybody to that committee. They haven't met in over a year.
Right,
So the board should formally vote to disband them.
right.
So that's on there for that reason, but if it's a goal and objective, I don't see the harm of not having it here until it's ready. And then when it's ready,
I
put
feel
it
that
on.
way about all of them.
Establish capital stabilization fund policy. We have to,
So Jill's working on that one. Jill's
yeah,
working
these
on a-
feel like goals and objectives.
yeah.
May
I'm
have
just-
them do, yeah.
Yeah.
And the streamlining town committees, I feel like that one should stay on.
I guess, I mean,
that
my
feels like a
other
goal,
opinion is,
too.
I leave it up to you as chair to figure out what you think is best, and I'll take your recommendation.
Well, it sounds like we're at a moment where on Wednesday, when we do goals and objectives, several of these items are going to naturally flow onto goals and objectives, and we can take them off. I think there's probably 2 action items here that we need to, sounds like we need to move Buildings and Grounds Committee to a future agenda. We can even fit it in for next time if it's not
Yeah,
too
that's
soon.
just a quick vote, sure.
I'm in agreement with John. Like, you,
Yeah,
you go for it.
yeah, okay.
You see what's fit.
But I think that's standard anyway, that you always say, you know, old business, new business, and always give people the opportunity to say what they'd like their new business to be. So I like it still being on here, but I will move actively to make sure that things are taken off when they are done, and I'll update everyone why that happened. Okay.
Jen, you had something at the beginning of the meeting that you wanted to discuss at a future meeting.
See, I've forgotten already. I don't have no recollection.
Truthfully, it was good. It was.
Oh,
Maybe-
signs.
Oh,
Signs.
Yeah,
signs,
the
yes,
sign
signs.
discussion,
We do,
so-
we do unfortunately need to talk about that.
So maybe that can be added to the parking lot. See, that makes sense,
Yes.
because that is something that we can do.
So maybe you could change, can you change it instead of future items, put new business, old business? Would that make more sense?
Yeah, technically, don't you typically approach old business first?
Yeah, it's really not one or the other. It's stuff that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I was just.
No, I hear what you're saying, though. I think we're gonna get through a bunch of
Yeah.
this on Wednesday. But I know the question was, what happened to some items? So we wanted to make sure we had talked about it publicly. So I think we've done that.
Well, I do think, to John's point, it makes us look bad that these, I mean, they've been on for over
Almost
a year.
Yeah, almost
So-
a year.
You know, I would weigh that,
Yes, think that
especially
makes
if
sense.
it's just, when it's ready, it's going to happen.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you. All right, unless there's anything else, I think we can move on to municipal transfer requests.
Oh, fun.
All right, pages 89 through 91, I think we have 3.
Yeah, just actually 2 actions I would ask the board to take. One would be to approve the 3 documents that are, let me see if I can get to them quickly on page 89
I have them.
in your packet. And then the second is, there may be some last-minute ones that come up this week or early
Right.
next week.
Right.
The Finance Committee's meeting on the 13th. I would recommend that we probably don't need to convene a meeting just to handle these. I would ask the board, just authorize the chair to sign them, and then we'll put them in the, your mail file so you know what was approved. But as you can see from these, we're kind of getting down to the,
Tiny amounts.
yeah, these are small. We have inspection services expenses to inspection services wages for 500. Oh, I skipped one, I'm sorry.
We have one for $22,550 from animal control to animal control wages.
2,550, correct?
Yep.
Yep. And then the third one is $281 from assessor's salary to assessor's wage. So, we're getting down to the end of the year. These are nickels and dimes that we're kicking around just to balance our budget, so.
I make a motion that we approve $2,550 from animal control expense to animal control wages.
Second? Or can we do all 3?
You can if you want, sure. But you already started in a second, so,
All right.
sorry.
Well, okay.
That's fine.
All right, discussion.
It's easier if we vote on all of them separate anyways. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
better
probably
'cause it's
cleaner.
money.
So I think this is just exactly what it says. Is there any questions, any discussion? No? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And that was unanimous. Okay, next
I
one.
make a motion, we transfer $500 from inspection service expense to inspection services wages.
Second?
Discussion? Okay, no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
And that was also unanimous, 4-0-0.
I make a motion, we transfer $281 from assessor salaries to assessor wages.
Second?
Discussion. Assessor salary to assessor wage. This is just all HR payment stuff, right? We don't need to actually have a conversation about this. Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. think that was everyone, 400. Okay? Okay. Oh my gosh, my papers are all jumbling. Okay. Okay, and then the next one, discussion item.
Oh, wait. I make a motion that we allow the chair to sign any more transfers for year-end closeout.
Second.
Discussion.
Can we set a limit on how much?
Can if you want.
Under, do you think it'll be under 10,000? Or 20,000?
I'd be shocked if we saw anything that high.
No, I'm thinking more like anything over 5,000.
Was that motion already second, so does,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is this a
Second,
friendly amendment?
Yeah, this would be an amendment. I have no idea what to anticipate, so
5,000's plenty.
that's plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you amend your motion, or do we need to vote on this?
We would amend, or we can let it fail if we all say no. Or you can make a motion to amend it.
I make a motion to amend it to make the limit 5,000.
Second.
Okay. So now we're voting on the amendment, so all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Okay, that was unanimous. All right, so now the amended motion. Can you repeat it?
I make a motion that we allow the chair to sign for the transfers. With the
Up
amendment,
until-
up until $5,000 limit.
Which you already did, so you can,
Yep.
Okay.
you just have to vote.
Restating it, yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Any further discussion with the amendment? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I think I could vote on that. Okay, thank you for remembering that, John. Okay, so then this next discussion item is fiscal year 27 meeting calendar. So I have to give John credit. John actually put this together, and I made some edits later and then forwarded it on to Steve for Finnerty to take over. But this is a proposal. We've been talking as a board about all of these meetings that we have, those that we both anticipate or those that we know are coming, and wouldn't it be wonderful if we could start planning far in advance? So this is a proposed calendar. I think it would be helpful if we considered go ahead and locking in dates. We can always change them versus these constant doodle polls or needs to look for available time. Steve, anything else that you'd like to add to that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I would. Today, the Outlook calendar went live, so the select board will have, read-only access to a town calendar. So if you have anything you want to add, like you're going away on vacation, can't be available for a meeting, just email Melissa or Abby, they'll put it into the calendar, and then you can all retrieve that information. So you can see, about future meetings, future events, like
Yeah.
depending on the police lieutenant, all of those things you'll be able to see in advance. So it's just getting in a habit of checking the calendar from time to time. So I think building a calendar is going to be a lot of work. I don't know if we want to sit here tonight and try to go through every date, but in your packet, Jill made some recommendations. These are minimum recommendations for the financial meetings on basic timeframes. We can obviously have more. I know there's been talk of not having quarterly financial meetings, having them every other month, so 6 a year instead of 4. That might be aggressive, depending on, what else we have going on. So, that's good news. We've been waiting a long time to get that up and live, so it's here. And hopefully that will help with tracking, remembering,
Thank you.
big things.
The only other one I wondered if we want to put on there for grant deadlines is, do we want to put fall town meeting?
I think we
I
have
know
a
this is under
proposal.
budget,
26
There is
October.
one on
but
there.
part of the budget process is also getting the votes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, so we do have some items that are starting to form a list for a fall town meeting. And I know in the past, we've expressed our desire not to wait until May to have a super meeting and try
Yes.
to knock these out. So that is something I wanted to talk about pretty soon because, you know, we're 3 months away from October. It's amazing
Oh,
where the
that was
time goes.
awful.
The days are getting shorter.
Stop.
Hey,
Stop it.
this is the Saturday of summer.
Yeah, so anyways, that will be you know, a topic here pretty soon, so. But we can plug that date in anytime. I'm ready to, you know, start planning for it. The one thing I do need to check, or one person I need to check with is our town clerk, because I do know that
Yes,
she's gonna be busy this fall with, you know, some elections, so.
yeah. So I think that most of those dates are in here, at least suggested. It looks like the tri-board meetings align with Jill's recommendations, so that's helpful. What would you recommend next steps to be then? Check with the town clerk and see if these work?
Yep, I can check with her on a few things. I can have, Abby start inputting these into the calendar and reaching out to the other committees just to let them know and see how they fall with their schedules, see if there's any conflicts. I guess that would be the next step. If you have any dates you want to add to get into the calendar, you know, get them over to Abby and we'll start building that out.
Well, the town meeting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a thing that I would hope that's something that you'd want to work
Yes.
on with your departments, like what's going to work best. I'm especially thinking of our grant writer.
Yeah. As soon as I mean, we have October 26th on here, but I will,
Okay.
I'll check with Terry.
Yeah. And I'm so thankful that there's going to be an electronic calendar. That's so helpful. So thank you.
And most of these, just so everyone knows, is on Monday nights. That's why the other days are like, it'll say like Tuesday night or Tuesday night. That's because there's a holiday that Monday, just so we always have to fall. And I kind of thought about this and I was planning it, was we would just reserve Monday for select board and hope that committees wouldn't meet on those nights. So we can attend ourselves
Yeah.
and go to committee meetings or,
Yeah.
and this way, and we're always trying to find a date, especially for tri-board meetings. And now if we get the date out there now to the school, they can all build their calendars and say, this is night, show up or don't show up, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And it's not going to work for everybody, I understand that. And I know it might not work for me, it might not work for you, but at least we know in advance, we can kind of plan our lives, hopefully, on it.
Yeah. Any thoughts, Jen?
I appreciate this. I can make all the dates except for the 2 regular meetings in September. So I don't know what that means for me, but
Okay.
the 21st is Yom Kippur.
Right.
And I guess on the Pathfinder Day too, that's just the typical day they would normally do it. So that date might change. I should have put a question mark there in 10.
For Pathfinders? Or is
Yeah.
it-
That's usually the date around the rough time they do their budget meeting. I just kind of,
No, I appreciate you
Put a
put that in
placeholder in
there.
there.
That's an important budget for us to consider. Again, I think asking others if that works for them is wonderful, and I don't want to sound cold, but I almost feel the approach should be, this is what we're planning. Is there any opposition? Just because if we wait for everyone to say what they prefer, well,
Yeah.
this will never actually get solidified.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll also do my best to get here on the 8th. I might be late. I might be able to get
Okay.
here.
Is this
We all
something
have
we have
lives.
to vote on?
That's a good question. Do we need to vote on this?
You can if you want, if the board just agrees and the consensus is let's run with it, I'll start having them plug it into the.
Yeah, because there's
calendar.
nothing on the calendar right
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's all,
It's
Well, the
fine.
calendar's new as of today.
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
just
Yeah,
went
yeah.
live today.
so do we just want to wait until it's more populated and
Yep.
then vote on it?
Yep, well,
Well, we probably
Well,
need
what do
to,
you think?
they need to have these voted on to put in, right?
I would vote, if you're gonna, if you're gonna vote on this.
Yeah.
The only one that may change, well, 2, special town meeting and Pathfinder, but we can confirm those as time goes on.
Sure, maybe in the motion, whoever's making the motion, should there be a caveat with, that the town clerk can provide additional feedback or editing?
Or just with the exception of those 2 meetings yet to be determined.
Yeah.
Sure.
Jen, do you want to do the honors?
What?
We're going to go ahead and vote on it if somebody proposes a
Uh,
motion.
I make a motion that we accept the calendar as presented.
Do I hear a second?
With the
Second.
exception of,
With the exception of town meeting and annual town meeting.
You can make an amendment.
Too late.
Did anybody second it?
Yes.
Technically, yes.
All right, I make a motion to amend the previous motion to exclude town meeting and pass, what was the, what, can you
Pass
make the
I
amendment?
make the amendment, I make an amendment, motion of amendment that we put the not lock the dates in for the annual town meeting, special town meeting, and Pathfinder budget meeting.
Second.
Okay, so now we're voting on the amendment, so any discussion? Other than, should we keep them as placeholders and we just don't know the date yet,
Yeah.
or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll just be in there, and we're just saying it's not solidified.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Subject to change?
Subject to change. All right, all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
That's unanimous, 400. Okay, so now, with the amended motion, and it's already been seconded, so any discussion? No? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great.
all righty, we'll take care of it.
Thank you. All right. We're to your report, Mr. Williams.
And I will be quick. Endorsed warrants as normal. I did conduct a site visit to Sports Haven. I brought Julie, and we did a walkthrough just to see how things were. The
Yeah.
pavement is down, the base coat of pavement.
Great.
It really transformed the community. It looks like a real mobile home park now. So right now, we're just in a holding pattern, trying to identify some additional funding sources. I did send out the TAGIL report to about 10 different entities now, and I did do a follow-up with UMass and EDIC, just to see if there was any interest in getting together. I did receive word back from UMass that they did want to sit down with me at some point just to talk about it, but
Great.
you know, no commitments. I did attend the EDIC meetings. I did award the contract for the repairs to the Jabish Brook Trestle Bridge. Conducted a site visit to the McPherson Garden to talk about facility maintenance and vandalism. I attended the Mass Central Rail Trail pre-design meeting with our consultant, the engineers who have been working on the design of that segment. As you know, we got a grant to progress the design to the 25% phase. I did assist the Creative Economy Committee with document preparation for the Amherst Area Business Expo. I'll let Jen talk about that a little bit more. I did attend a meeting with the school superintendent to discuss payroll issues with the alignment with the calendar. It's actually just a very complicated scenario, because employees who get paid 26 times a year, there's actually 26.2 pay
Yes.
periods in a year. There's, you know,
Yeah,
Did that-
I've heard
did
about
you come
this.
to an agreement?
we did, yeah. So over the next 2 years, it'll be phased so that it'll be corrected. Yeah.
Excellent.
So yes, finally. I did review the bids for the water reclamation facility supervisory control and data acquisition system, the SCADA systems. Unfortunately, our low bidder withdrew their bid from consideration, so we don't know if we're going to go to the second bid or rebid the whole project. So
That's a bummer.
that is, that's a major setback.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Oh, there it is.
I don't know what the water reclamation facility SCADA system means, and I know that we are in a drought.
Okay, that's the wastewater, when we talk about water reclamation.
Okay.
So that's the other end from the drought. And the SCADA system, supervisory control and data acquisition, that's the computer system that runs everything. That was put in 96, 97.
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
It's very amazing.
Yeah. time to replace it. It's outdated and antiquated.
Yeah.
You know, so we do have a capital budget from a year ago,
Yeah.
and we went out to bid. We received bids for it. With technology and different things, oftentimes, you know, things are very fluent. And the contractor's unable to fulfill the project, so,
Oh.
you know, that brings up some legal questions as well as
Okay.
procurement questions, so we're working through that
Did we
now.
already pay him some money
No.
or her?
No, we never awarded.
Okay,
So,
all right.
so Linda and I and the engineers are working through this now as we speak. Okay? Yep, yep. Just another headache that we didn't need. We did review the bid results for the Warren Wright culvert replacement. We have not made an award yet. That's ongoing.
Okay.
I'll have an update at the next meeting on that. I did respond to some questions regarding the sale of 6 Berkshire Ave. I've been working with council. We extended the closing date till beginning of August because we're running into some legal questions about the transfer from the state to the town. So we're working through that. So I wish I could report that that would have been done before the end of the fiscal year, so we could have used the money
Right.
next year, but unfortunately, that's not the case. I did have a meeting, a phone meeting with Representative Saunders, and we discussed the status of the Carriage Grove redevelopment area. I'm going to remind the board that very soon we're going to begin talking about another extension to the agreement between EDIC, town, and Mass Development. That's come, I believe that's due to expire at the end of October. So
Okay.
we should be starting those conversations anytime
Except we
now.
have a big water issue.
Yes.
And so how can we move that forward? How can we do any economic development when we have this water issue? And
Yeah.
I'd like to ask that be a future item for the agenda. Because, you know, what are we doing what have we been doing for the last several years if we know that the water is it's the driving force?
Yeah,
And what can we do about it?
yeah. So the,
That's not for tonight, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
do think we need to,
The water district's due to be here hopefully July 20th
Yeah.
to talk about the drought, which, you know, maybe after this week in the rain that we get, we'll start to see some relief with the drought.
Sure.
You know, I think a few years back when we started talking about economic development, we didn't have the withdrawal permit hanging over our head. So there's really 2 things that are in check here. One is the drought and whether or not they can pull water out of their wells at you know, the rate we need to irrigate our playing fields and allow people to water their lawns and wash cars. The other is what the state, the DEP, is saying we can pump out of the ground. That's the issue that has relatively recently come up. The withdrawal permit renewal process started a couple of years ago, and that's when it was discovered that DEP was trying to lower the amount. The water district fought incredibly hard to keep enough capacity in there to fund the affordable housing, and they were successful.
so the affordable housing, if it went up, would
They-
have enough water.
They would have enough water for that. And again, this is what they pump out of the ground. So, or the withdrawal permit, what's allowed. So, but I think what's happened now is we need to revisit our focus on what we expect for economic development. And that's something that we're gonna have to discuss with Mass Development, because we're gonna have to start focusing on things that are low flow, you know, smaller businesses, micro businesses, you know, the smaller businesses that support Belchertown. We may not see big, you know, factories or manufacturing.
Nobody wants that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is to understand what the capacity is or could be.
Right.
I'm just suggesting that this becomes something that we at least have a talk about. It's on the front page of the Sentinel.
Yeah,
And so us not talking about it doesn't
yeah,
set well with me.
yeah. You know, I think the point I want to make is that, this isn't something that we've known about for 4 or 5 years. It's something that, is relatively recent.
Yeah.
And I believe that their final permit has been issued, so now that they know what that number is, now we have to start thinking about it. That was the problem. It really just resets what we've been thinking and what we've been trying to do. It doesn't mean we're not gonna see economic development, it just means that we have to focus on things that will fit what we have available for infrastructure.
I know, but I'm just thinking of our last meeting. In our last
Right.
meeting, it seemed dire. So if something's
Yeah.
changed between the last meeting, I'm
No.
happy about that.
Yeah.
But if not, we need to look reality in the
Absolutely.
face. And I'd like to see that as an agenda item.
Yeah, and I know, as Steve mentioned, Kevin from the Water District or someone is going to come and speak to us, and he won't be able to answer all the questions, but he can at least explain water table, drought
Where they are.
designation,
Yeah.
things like that, and that'll be helpful.
Yeah.
It's something I don't actually know much about myself, so I appreciate the education.
Yeah, they'll be a lot better at it than I am.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I did meet with a local business owner regarding the recent decision by the ZBA. This is the dog training.
Oh, right.
Business on Stebbins Street. There was some concern about the way that the application was handled. I did complete the FY '27 insurance renewals, so this is everything from auto insurance to liability insurance or injured on duty, everything is done. So that's good. And we saw, health insurance is separate, that's through the Hampshire County Group Insurance Trust, this is through our insurance carriers. So we did see a 5% increase, which was lower than what we expected, so we're in good shape.
Could I ask a question about that? Are we getting a report from the trust in August or September?
That I don't know, because this was our liability, but I can find out for you.
The reason why I'm saying that is that may affect the budget meetings.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
And Steve, just for your point, that was for liability insurance and property insurance?
Property
also?
liability, yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. The community plan matrix, I know we've talked about that already tonight. That is back on my desk. There's a little over 200 items, and I need to go through them just to make sure that the lead partner in each one of those items is appropriate, whether it be the select board, planning board, Conservation Commission, DPW, police chief, fire chief. So I have to read down through and just double check them all. So I'm hoping to get through that in the next week or two, and then it'll be back to our consultant and hopefully live sooner than later.
All right.
And finally, I did have a discussion with the water district about the ban, and I do expect they'll be here on July 20th.
Right.
That's all I had.
Thank you. Okay, anything from the weekly mail?
Oh, there was a invite that I didn't get to, my calendar was messed up, but we appointed a new police lieutenant today, and it'd be nice if we don't do that very often, so if we could send a nice letter from the board to congratulate them and thanking them for your promotion, et cetera. If we could all
That's a
get,
nice idea,
if
something for us
that's
all to
okay.
sign. Yeah, and Steve, when we request letters, do we need to vote on it, or is that just something that if
No,
anybody
we
can
can
make
do
and we
it.
vote, and we just,
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, I think we all missed it, but Steve, you attended, right?
Yeah, Joanne and I were there, Jared LaValle's family was there, so it was a nice small event. He wanted a small event, so,
Okay.
yeah. I did spill coffee on the floor,
Oh, perfect, well,
yeah, so, it's not a party till somebody spills something.
right. Yeah, but thank you for bringing that up. Any other incoming or outgoing mail?
No, I think in the future too, I think there's certificates in there to sign for town employees. Maybe that's a future discussion item, but like how we present these certificates to town employees. I know Steve or HR does it, but maybe we need to have a system and invite them to our meetings. And I know in the old days, they used to be publicly handed out, if I recall, right? I'm trying to remember my youth of the town.
Oh, I don't know.
What we used to do, or
you know, maybe, I'm not sure, you know, I've been here since '93 and I think I always got mine in the mail. But, you know, I don't know if we want to have a threshold or just anytime, because we start with 5, 10, 15, 20. I think the one that's in your folder is 30 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's a long time for
That's
that
a
to be. so-
incredible milestone. You know, there's very few of us that have made it that long, so.
So just something to think about how we're gonna present this stuff. Same thing with the lieutenant promotion. They used to like when you're certified, the town clerk would come in and the firefighters would come and you take your oath right in front of the select board. I know we changed roles from select board to town manager or some of that stuff, but it's nice to have that community presence back during a meeting if that's possible.
Yeah, I know with the lieutenant, he wanted to have a small ceremony. And I know the fire department has been doing them during the daytime. Why don't I discuss that with the chiefs and see what they want to do? Because, yeah, it would be nice.
And to your point, John's point about service recognition, is that something that we've ever done at an annual town meeting? Just a list of here's everyone who completed a milestone? Or would that, when we do these Employee of the Year awards, is that an appropriate time? I imagine they'll be announced in some way.
We could.
Did we decide it was going to be done at town meeting?
No, that's what I just brought up. I don't think we have.
Special event.
Yeah, I think the awards were going to be done at a select board meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we would invite them to participate in the parade with us. We can certainly, you know, it depends. Sometimes our agendas get pretty long. But we could, you know, invite employees in, or we could just put together a contingency and go visit the employee in their workplace and, you know, hand them a certificate.
Do the schools have an Employee of the Year? And if they do, they should be invited.
They do a teacher of the year.
Teacher of the year.
Yeah,
So-
but they are invited, you know, they can be nominated, and I think in the past there have been a few school employees, but any town employee could be nominated. It's not just limited to the 130 or so that we have on our site.
Sure. I'm just saying, if they have something like that, do you want to have them march in the parade as well?
Oh. We can,
Teacher of the Year is pretty,
we can send an invite, you
Yeah.
know, let Brian
Good
know.
idea.
Okay. All right. So anything else for mail? No? All right, individual board reports. Lisa, would you like to kick us off?
yeah, I was on vacation and then there was the 4th, so I did do a couple things. I obviously went to the Goals and Objectives meeting and the 250th flag raising ceremony. I really want to thank John and Nicole, and I've forgotten the name of the other
Allegra.
person.
Allegra.
Allegra.
Allegra, such a beautiful name. For the work, it was really well done and I thought well attended. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Okay. John?
18 June, I went to the Cold Spring New Beginning era closing, so they closed Cold Spring, Steve was there. They got to see the classrooms, the kids did a handprint on the kind of walls, kind of cool. A bunch of speeches, the old superintendent, Dr. Pace,
Oh,
not
no.
Pace.
Pace was Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, Pazazic, there you go. I was trying to
Richard
figure out-
Pazazic.
Richard Pazazic came. He gave a good speech, Mrs. M came, so there was a nice student, I think it was a junior, she did a wonderful speech. So it was very heartfelt speech from the kids and from the teachers present and everything. It was very meaningful as we close that school and move on to new beginnings there. 23rd, I went to a school committee meeting, where they talked about the water issue at the fields. That was a big hot topic, and then they talked about the dibbles of all grades, like how the grades are assessing their dibble scores, how we started the year and ended the year. It's a good trend that we started kind of low, but at the end we were going higher, so we went from, so it's a good, small progress, but better progress. I just want to make that note.
Are the fields being watered?
No, so the fields aren't being watered right now. They're talking about closing the fields for the fall sports. We have no control over our select boards. We don't
No,
run
I'm
the
just
fields.
curious.
I've been very involved with it. July 14th, I have a meeting with State Rep, Water District, Steve, the schools. We're gonna kind of look at the fields, kind of see what we can do from our end. But if they're unsafe, they're unsafe. We can't play an unsafe field. We can't injure kids or injure anybody. But like Steve's point, it's all comes down to these DEP and the state and everything else. So we're just trying to get everybody on the same agenda so there's not misinformation going out there. I think the Sentinel article came out fine, but there was a lot of misinformation.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
why
think
I'm
that's what
asking
we're
about it.
trying to correct is so there's no false information getting out there and the town's not going up in an uproar. But I want the townspeople to know that we're working it and we're heavily involved working it. There's no one laying back and not doing anything about it. We're trying our best, but it needs to rain and the wells need to fill up, or we need other water sources. 23rd, I also went to meet with the VSO. I meet with them just to kind of get what's going on with veteran stuff. It's slow time right now as we move into the next chapter of veteran stuff, starting to plan for Veterans Day, which you'd think is not that far away, but
Yeah.
11 November is right around the
But Steve,
corner.
it's already the end of the year.
Yeah. So when you think about that, we're not that far away from there. 28 June, I went to farmer's market. 1 July, we did the flag raising. It was a hot day. Thank you for everyone coming out. We tried to make it quick, but I think it was meaningful for the town. 1 July, we had a select board meeting for goals and objectives. 2 July, I had a meeting with Jen and Brian Maloney from the rec and Kyle from the rec. We're talking about bathrooms for Lake Wallace. So we're trying to get that plan in motion for grants and first steps of design and trying to find funding. 2 July, I also stayed for fireworks update. Right now, we raised about $8,000 to $9,000 in funding to our $20,000 goal. The
pretty good.
website is live if you want to donate. I think there's a QR code on the town webpage to direct you over there now. So we're doing pretty well, but we still need additional funding to get us over that hump to make sure it's a good show. But $8,000, we can still put something on.
Yeah.
5 July, I went to the farmer's market, and 14 July, again, I have that meeting at the fields, so I've been busy.
Yeah. Yeah, so we, the Creative Economy Committee decided to go to the chamber events. So they had a business expo and tabled at it. So one of the things that came out of it was we have so much material, but like we don't have like a checklist of like what we had. So it was like a lot of like, thank you to Steve and his staff for like getting together all of the documents that we pulled together. Like we could think of like, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. And then when we got there, it was like, how do we divide up this information into like a cohesive thing? And like, what are we doing here? And how are we marketing the town? And all of those questions. So it was an interesting thing. I don't think many towns go out and like table at a chamber event. But they decided to also go to the Quabog Chamber event, which is on July 16th. I can't go to that, but if any of you want to go and squat with them at the table, I'm sure they'd love to have you representing Belchertown. Yeah, it was just an interesting experience to just be there and see like who was going to an event like that and just get our feet wet and like just do some additional networking. So it was cool.
It was an amazing amount of materials that we put together.
Yeah.
And it really showcased how much work the town has done in the last 2-3 years
Yeah.
and beyond. The number of reports and flyers and handouts.
Yeah.
I ran out of room in my conference table.
Yeah.
You know, we had everything spread out, and then I'd have to start stacking things up because we just didn't have enough room.
Yeah, we had the Tagile report, we had like stuff about the, you know, BCC, we had the summit report, like we had so many things there. And so for the Quabog Chamber, they're like, should we just focus on like one thing? And I think I was like, well, no, because you really want to do like an introduction. We don't really have a good connection yet formed with the Quabog Chamber.
Right.
So this is a great introductory, like, hey, Quabog region, like we also exist under your umbrella also. So that will be an interesting meeting. What else did I want to say about that? Oh, we were tabled next to the FERCog, the Franklin County people, and they had all this information about like land trusts and like they have that food processing facility up there, and so we had a good conversation about like she was very pessimistic about
some of it was like, oh, but, you know, again, like, we can go tour up there. We've talked about going and touring that facility for a while, but we've never actually done it, so maybe this year we can put it on our future items for discussion.
Which town was that?
Sorry, it's the Franklin County Regional, so the facility is in Greenfield.
Okay.
The food processing. They do like you go there and you make your product there, and they like have packaging facility and all of those things.
That's neat.
That was like the main thing I did last couple of weeks. There was a webinar that I sort of half paid attention to. It's part of that DNA series, and this one was about arts overlay districts and zoning. So I was like, Doug, you should listen to this meeting. It was part of your zoning review. But he wasn't able to attend that day, so I'm going to send him the recording once I get it. I'll send it to you guys if you're interested in zoning about arts overlay districts and their impact on. They talked a lot about Somerville, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with us, but that's fine. And then what's today? Oh, John and I have been meeting weekly on the farmers market, and Whitney was there one week, so I encourage everyone to go to the farmers market. It is quite lovely. The market manager and the new board is doing, I mean, it's amazing. There were 2 coffee vendors on the common on Sunday. It was amazing. And like 3 bakeries, and it's just amazing. So
That's more than half the common now.
yeah,
It's huge.
yeah, really kudos to them. So
I don't have anything to add other than also I have attended the farmer's market. It's great. I spent too much money. I'll go back again and do that again. And thank you again to John and Allegra and Nicole for the great event for the 250th flag raising. I thought it was really nice, and my children enjoyed the popsicles. So
Your kids were great.
Yes.
they received balloons and popsicles. What was not to like? So no other items from me, and. See, I put my agenda away already. Are we ready to adjournment? Oh, questions from the press.
and their future items for
Oh, do we need to discuss future items further? Do we feel like we're good? Jen had suggested that we add an item
signs.
about signs.
Yep, I made
So
note
we
of
can add
it.
that. And then a couple of the things I think we're gonna tick off on Wednesday. So we can talk about that during our goals and objectives meeting. Does anyone have anything else they would like to add to a future agenda item for our parking lot?
It really depends on what happens on the 20th. Water's a really big concern.
Okay. So if all of our
Agreed.
questions are not answered, then we
Well, I
will
just think we
add an
need to
item.
monitor that, so that everybody's aware. And
I know we're due
but-
for a legislative visit. I know that's one of Aaron Saunders' big initiatives he's working on. Is that an appropriate thing for him to come and tell us what the current status is with the state? I don't know if having access to the Quabbin water would resolve our issues, but can he give us an idea of where that all sits in legislation?
they kind of usually come in the fall.
They haven't been since I have been on the board.
Yeah, they haven't been in a few years. I could ask him for a Quabbin update.
Okay.
So there's really a couple different things going on with the Quabbin. I don't want to belabor this, but
Yeah.
there's some legislation to create funds to help support the communities that
Like
surround it.
reparations.
But there's also this push to allow access to the Quabbin for the surrounding towns,
Yeah.
some of whom desperately need it.
Yeah.
There was a study done, I'll try to find that and get it to the board. It's tens of millions of dollars, huge, huge money.
Yeah.
So let me
I feel
find
like
out. I can
I
talk
just
there.
want it to be like under, like an agenda item, everything brought together. For, whenever you think is appropriate.
Okay.
But I do think, I've definitely heard from residents who are concerned about the water issue in Belchertown. I think would be negligent not to have it front and center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know we moved on, but is anyone representing us on Friday? At the,
Lisa.
Yes, Lisa is.
Lisa's
And
reading
Ed
something,
Como
right?
will also
Yeah.
be there. I will be on vacation. I apologize for that.
And it's taking place at
At the
visitor center?
Quabbin Visitor Center, the MWRA will be
Okay,
here, first time that they've ever held a meeting in recent history
that's great.
in Western Mass. So I just want to, because it keeps coming up,
Thank you for doing that.
I want the townspeople to be aware that the water district is committed to making sure that there is drinking water. They fully understand that there's discretion in the state requirements for a water ban. And they are monitoring the level of the wells, and the well level has been dropping. And that's why they're not allowing any outdoor water use, including irrigation of athletic fields, which is a specific exemption under the water ban regulations from the state. But they know that if they allow that, then the wells are gonna drain faster, and they're gonna run into a risk of having wells dry up. So they are not going to sacrifice drinking water over athletic fields, and that's what's
Right.
generating all these conversations.
But is there,
People should be assured that, you know, their
is that on the
drinking water is
website?
safe. I don't know what's on there, because
Yeah.
water district's separate, don't forget. So
Right.
they do
Yeah, right,
manage
I'm just thinking,
so.
again, there was an article,
Mhm.
there should be a response,
Yeah,
and a discussion.
yeah, absolutely. But that is also a separate issue from the withdrawal permit.
Yeah, that
So-
has to do with the fields. The article, right? Is
Yeah.
that
The
the article you're
article's about the
talking about? It's
fields, yeah.
specific, and that we have no control over.
Right, right.
Does
At-
it
at
say
this
that in the article?
I
I don't
Don't
think
It's all
so.
it does.
about the schools. isn't it?
Well, you know what,
Fine, I
I'm just
didn't really read
saying,
the article.
Yeah.
we should probably address it.
Yeah, we need,
Even if
they'll be
you-
here.
A lot of people only read
Yeah.
the headlines, you know, so,
Yeah, so we have our in-town water expert coming
Yeah.
on the 20th.
yeah.
Absolutely.
All right,
Questions?
so now questions from the press. I know Melina has hung on.
I don't have any questions, thank you.
Thank you. right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then we are adjourned at 8:46.